How are we doing tonight? How are we doing tonight? What is going on? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Let's make sure that we're live and in color and in sound. And you can definitely hear me. So we love that. You can definitely see me. So far, so good. So far, so good. We're going to enable all yaps per DJ's instructions. And I'll be honest, I have not had the slow mode on. I haven't had slow mode on in a while. I think this is why we've gotten a couple crazies, but I think we've been fine without it. I think we've been fine without it. So we're gonna keep it the way it is. We're gonna keep it the way it is. Okay. Okay. So hello, hello, hello. Hi, Madison Rose. Let's zoom in a little bit. Hi, DJ. We're going to pin the Discord channel. Oh my god. Yes, I am tired. Thank you, DJ. Yes, I am tired. I am very tired. I've got a long week ahead of me. I'm going to be traveling this week. So I'm not exactly sure what the live stream schedule will look like. But I will say I'll probably be live on Friday and Wednesday. I'll probably be live Wednesday and Friday. Actually, no, I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm not gonna probably be live on Wednesday because that's a travel day. I'll be exhausted. Absolutely exhausted. I might stream Tuesday night. We'll see. I might stream tomorrow night. We'll see. I might give you a couple bonus streams early on. We'll see. We'll play all that by ear. But how is everyone doing? How's everyone doing? We'll wait a few minutes before we get into the top story tonight. We've got two stories, but they're connected, of course. We've got two stories tonight to talk about. Some very peculiar statements came out over on Twitter, and I want to talk about them. I want to talk about them. Maybe we'll post this in the Yapper in general chat. Um, because it's really interesting what's happening, and by interesting, I mean a travesty. What we're seeing right now. Um, oh, the girls on Twitter. Yes, the girly pops on Twitter have been getting real active. They've been getting really active, and they're causing a stir. They're causing a stir over on Twitter. I don't particularly have notes for tonight's stream, but um I do have a lot of strong emotions and opinions about the topic at hand. Um Put a heart in the channel if you want me to just go ahead and start. Let's just start talking about it. You know what? Because these are two separate but related issues. If you want to talk about MTG first, then put a number 1 in the chat. If you want to talk about Candace Owens first, put a number 2 in the chat. 1 for MTG, 2 for Candace Owens. Who's going first? Two. It's giving two so far. We gotta vote for two. Candace Owens. We've got a vote for two. Any other votes? Two. Another vote for two. Candace Owens. We're gonna talk about my girl, and I got screenshots for that because I actually took. I had to go do some research. I actually let's talk about Candy, my Candy girl. So Candace Owens is in the news yet again, and I'm just gonna read to you the tweet that got it all kicked off. And I'm sure you've all read this tweet before. I'm going to read a bit of it right now. So, Candace Owens on Twitter, she tweets, urgent in all caps. Urgent, all caps. 2 days ago, I was contacted by a high ranking employee of the French government. After determining this person's position and proximity to the French couple, I have deemed the information they gave me to be credible enough to share publicly in the event that something happens. In short, this person claims that the Macrons have executed upon and paid for my assassination. Yes, you've read that correctly. More specifically, that the green light was given to a small team in National Gendarmerie Intervention Group. I am told there is one Israeli that is on this assassination squad, and the plans were formalized. Again, this person provided concrete proof that they are well placed within the French government apparatus. Further to this point, this person claims that Charlie Kirk's assassin trained with the French Legion 13th Brigade with multi state involvement. Journalist Xavier Poussard's life is also at risk. This is deadly serious. The head of state of France apparently wants us both dead and has authorized professional units to carry this out. I do not know who in the American government can be trusted since this source claims our leaders are aware, but I have more specific information which is definitely verifiable should they care to reach out to me. To the brave official in France who did this because they were so moved by the evil of Charlie's public execution to risk their own life, may God bless you. Truly. Let all be revealed. Reactions to that. Reactions to that. I'm not surprised. I'm not moved by the attempt, by the threat. Not moved at all. To be expected. To be expected. Hey, Coco. Um, this is about Macron. Who is Candace Owens? Candace Owens is a gay icon, and she is. And she is. I mean, first of all, I'm not surprised by this. Um, but the reason why this is happening, she gets into it in more detail, and I'm just gonna have to like show the other receipts. I'm gonna just have to show the other receipts because it's a lot going on. Um, it's a lot going on. She made some pretty crazy connections. And the most telling thing about the Macrons is that a hit dog hollers every time. If something does not apply to you, it doesn't really move you that much. But something stuck out pretty majorly, and some of the investigations that Candace has done has really struck a chord with the Macrons. It's not just the fact that the First Lady of France has a penis. That's not what's really, I mean, yeah, that is kind of hurting their reputation and embarrassing them. Um, I feel like it's so crazy that the story is that the First Lady has a dick, and the story isn't that the First Lady groomed her husband, that's now the current president. Like, she groomed her student. Like she sexually groomed a minor. Why is that not the headline? Because that's the headline to me. Whether she has a dick or not, I really could care less about. It's all the other stuff that Candace really uncovered that was really disturbing to me. French Foreign Legion had always been training in America. My dad was literally part of the French Foreign Legion, and he often went to America when he was young. Oh, well, that's cool. I saw that the French Foreign Legion was involved in Charlie Kirk. You think that they are the ones that killed him, Coco? Is that what you think? Is that what you guesstimate? Well, that's what she's been told. Allegedly. That's what she's been told. But you want to get into more of the speculation and conspiracy theories. We'll get more. Let's get more into it because there's more. So she says, I'm gonna continue to read. And now these receipts are coming from her Instagram. So you've got to be on Instagram and you've got to be on Twitter. If you're going to choose two social media sites to be on, you've got to be on Twitter. And well, actually, no. Really, Twitter is really the only one that you absolutely need because I'm sure that these Instagram stories will also be circulated to Twitter ASAP. If they aren't already there, they're going to be there by the end of the night. But I'll read some of her stories where she expands on the connection between Charlie Kirk, the Macrons. Um, it'll speak for itself. So this is 2 hours ago, by the way. This is breaking news. This is breaking news. 2 hours ago, she says, because I'm certain that French foreign legionnaires were involved in Charlie's assassination, I feel that it is urgent that I share the following information with the public. And she continues. She says, as most of you are aware, we have been investigating the plausibility that while living as a man, Brigitte Macron was involved in MK Ultra experimentation here in the United States during his missing years in the military. Okay. We were further confused by Brigitte's family origin story, and she's going to tell you why. The story about Brigitte Macron's family that was told to the public is that Brigitte Trogneau hails from a family of generational chocolatiers from Amiens. Okay? Amiens is a bakery that has been running since 1880s. Okay? We received a tip that that story was impossible. The person claimed and presented solid historical evidence that Amiens came under heavy bombardment during World War II. That the Nazis had occupied Amiens and that the original chocolatiers could not have kept their doors open selling macarons during this time. Imagine that. The Nazis the Nazis take over this little city, this little country town, and they continue to sell chocolates because the Nazis must love chocolate, I guess. So basically, they're saying that the chocolatier stuff is a bunch of bullshit. That's implying. We then came across documentation which revealed that after World War II, a family in Bamberg, Germany, with the last name Trogneau, was transported to Amiens as refugees. Rene Trogneau was the name of one of those individuals. And she does provide documentation of this, by the way, like legitimate documentation of this. She continues, she says, I had begun to wonder if it were possible that actually Brigitte's lineage was German. As we know, as Americans, after World War II, the CIA began Operation Paperclip, where they gave new identifications to Nazi scientists and inserted them into our government. Therefore, it was at the very least a compelling theory that Brigitte's family could have actually been Nazi scientists. And that was the big state secret worth protecting. This is kind of a far reaching theory, I'll be honest. Um, Possible, but I don't know if there's a lot of evidence to point to that quite yet. So she goes on to say, again, this was in early August, and I had in no way confirmed this. It was just another theory that I was working on researching and open to being debunked on. My main questions were the following. Number one, what happened to Rene Trochneau of Amiens? Number two, who was Rene Trochneau in Bamberg, Germany, and what did he do? Number three, can we prove that Rene is related to Brigitte? It is all, and this is where it gets. You know when I mentioned about how hit dogs don't holler. Well, the bitch is screaming. Listen, it is all the more compelling, of course, that this would combine the MK Ultra Stanford University angle that we have been prodding. And don't forget, in Brigitte's lawsuit against me, she has mentioned MK Ultra a jaw-dropping 18 times. It was a shocking overreaction to me having merely mentioned that her alleged birthday also happens to be the day the MK Ultra program was born. Hit dogs always holler. Hit dogs always holler. And Candace Owens continues. For those who do not know, the precursor to MK Ultra was a Nazi program called Project Monarch. To this day, our government, which loves condemning everyone as a Nazi, scrambles and lies to protect and hide the fact that this Nazi program existed. Why? Did we bring its authors over during Operation Paperclip? Now, let's continue. I would like to be clear again that I have not confirmed that tip. But Brigitte having a connection to Israel somehow would make sense, given the protection he is afforded and the extraordinary lengths taken to guard something so obvious like her true gender. They seem willing to kill over this secret, which signifies to me that her true lineage is from a powerful family. Israel is the only nation that I feel has the pull to demand that Trump call me. It is also the nation that would have had Sergio Gore call me and Charlie Kirk. What I am utterly confounded by is the unnecessary deceit. If Trump has simply called me and said, Brigitte is a state asset and we need you to protect that information at this time as a matter of national security, I would have done it. Instead, I was told that the Macron's feelings were hurt and that he didn't want to negotiate an end to the Ukraine war because his wife was upset. Trump is a liar, Candace. I mean, I'm glad that you're finally realizing this, Candace Owens, but we've all known that Trump is a liar. You're late to the party, but I guess you learned the hard way. Candace continues to say, I guess governments are so accustomed to dealing in deceit and lies and death that the option of just asking someone to do something and being honest with them as to why just never even crosses their mind. The government factory settings seems to be demand, control, gaslight, and kill. She's not wrong. That is when that is the reset factory settings. That's exactly what they are. No lies detected there. Let's read a couple comments. That was all of what Candace had to say. I want to get your reaction and kind of talk about it and react to it together. Um, Wait, so Macron's wife is really a dude? Yes, Macron's wife. That's his husband, honey. That's his man. That's my man. 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 That's Brigitte. Brigitte Macron. That's my man. My man. My man. Um, Hey, Lori Wagner. Most French people lineage is German. That doesn't make sense, especially in northern France. MK is real. Not all Germans are Nazis. Thanks, Miss Wagner. No, so Candace didn't say that all Germans are Nazis, but there was a program where we brought in Nazi scientists for experimentation. So that's where the Nazi connection is. It makes me crack up every time Candace refers to Brigitte as he. Well, I mean, she's not a convincing woman, so you know. Charlie Kirk is still alive. He was spotted in Mexico. Hopefully, he's having a good time. Um, what's going on, Dylan? How are you, Dylan? I look Jewish. Oh, do I look rich, honey? Do I look rich? Do I got a big nose? What's going on? If only I was a Jewish prince, honey. That'd be fun. People won't be able to get out of hell anymore for the rest of eternity. Hi, MOP. What's going on? So, any reactions to this at all, y'all? What do you guys think? Is there really a hit out on Candace Owens? I would not be surprised, honestly. This is how governments operate. If you don't think that governments don't assassinate people, then you really are just kind of like, I wish I lived in your reality. I wish I didn't know as much as I do know. I wish I didn't have as much common sense as I have, because I feel like being ignorant and blissfully unaware to all of this stuff would be a lot less stressful, right? Um, but I definitely think um, that she's on a hit list. I do. Charlie Kirk was murdered, assassinated. That's obvious. MLK assassinated. JFK assassinated. Assassinations happen all the time. And I mean, look at all the people that worked for the Clintons. I mean, like, come on. France never had that program after the war. That's the only problem. Only America was the one who did that. Well, yeah, but yeah, Coco, that's the point. This was an American. She never said it was a French program. This is specifically an American program that they brought people from Europe to America. They brought Nazis from America. I mean, from Europe to America. These are American programs that she's talking about. I'm shocked that all this stuff is going on Twitter and that I don't have it. Well, listen, Twitter is where all the shit goes down. Truly, honestly, that's where the shit goes down. Ignorance is bliss. It is. I kind of wish I had it. How and why did France get wrapped up into all this? I don't have the answers to that. I think it boils down to, you know, the it boils down to the alliances that were in place during World War II, right? The close relationship that France had with the UK and America. I think that's where it kind of boils down to. Um, but that's just my speculation and my conspiracy. President Trump was almost assassinated. Well, I mean, sure. Um, USA and France just trained operations together. I stopped doing research on this type of topic myself because it fills me with anger and stresses me out. Listen, I'm not doing any deep dives on this shit either because, to be quite frank with you, um, what can I do about it? You know what I mean? I don't think France has any interest in Charlie Kirk's deaths. He never said anything about France. I think saying the Legion was involved in his death is too tinfoil hat. Well, Coco, I'm gonna challenge you on that. Um, I'm gonna challenge you on that because based off of American politics, we do a lot of things on behalf of our allies, specifically America's greatest ally, right? Um, it's not always about what someone has done to you, but about what one of your allies wants to be done, right? And so I think that's the implication here. The implication is that there is some ties to Israel, and that's part of the reason why this is happening. I mean, I don't know what to say, y'all. I don't know what to say. France is a stronghold of the Rothschild dynasty. France got a lot of shit going on. France has a lot of shit going on. I want to be friends with Candace so bad. Like, oh my god, me too. She would be so much fun to hang out with. Like, she'd be so much fun to hang out with. Like, in my head, we're already besties. Like, in my head, we're already besties. Have you ever gone down the Titanic conspiracy ever regarding the Federal Reserve? I have not. Have no clue what you're talking about. I mean, we love a good conspiracy theory here. I'll entertain just about anything. I'll entertain it. Now, whether I believe it or not is one thing. Hanging out with someone who is being threatened with assassination may come with some inherent risks. True. Also true. Also true. Oh my god. So, okay, I'm not gonna talk about that for a second. What other? Okay, so what other? Yeah, but you can't conclude that point because coincidentally, the Foreign Legion train. So let me. Okay, so I think you're a little bit confused, Coco. Let's go back to the very beginning. Let's go back to the beginning. Um. So let's go back to the beginning, Coco. because Candace is not making this up. Someone told her this. So it's not a matter of doubting Candace Owens, it's a matter of doubting her alleged source. She says, I was contacted by a high ranking employee of the French government. After determining this person's position and proximity to the French couple, I have deemed the information they gave me to be credible enough to share publicly in the event that something happens. In short, this person claims that the Macrons have executed upon and paid for my assassination. Further to this point, this person claims that Charlie Kirk's assassin trained with the French Legion 13th Brigade with multi state involvement. Journalist Xavier Poussard's life is also at risk. This is a deadly serious. The head of state of France apparently wants us both dead. So, and she concludes, to the brave official in France who did this because they were so moved by the evil of Charlie's public execution to risk their own life, may God bless you truly. This is all coming from her alleged source. And this is where Candace gets into trouble, by the way. This is where she gets into trouble because this is an alleged source that she has not named, that she's not given any proof of. Like, are these all schizophrenic, imaginations, hallucinations out of her head? Could it be? I love Candy Girl, but they could be. Listen, I entertain all conspiracies, including the conspiracies that are full of doubting the original story. But those are the claims. Those were the claims. So if we're going to attack Candace's theory, then the only way you really can attack it is to attack the fact that she has not given proof and evidence of such. She's given a lot of circumstantial evidence. Um, I find it to be convincing because of my personal bias against governments and knowing how governments have worked in the past. Do you know what I mean? So, I need some lip balm. Okay. In your opinion, and you know a lot better than we do in her content, do you think she's telling the truth? I think so. I think so. In my opinion, I think Candace is telling the truth. Now, a lot of people will say that I'm biased. I'm a fan of Candace Owens, but there are not many times where Candace has outright lied. And on a lot of the big ticket issues on social media that has blown up and gone viral, where they claimed that she lied about something, she brought receipts. She brought receipts. And then when she brings receipts, that never goes viral. But the accusation of her lying is what goes viral. But her providing the receipts to prove what she said, that doesn't go viral. No one's apologizing to Candace Owens for calling her a liar when she tells the truth about particular things. So I think her track record is pretty good. I think the track record is tracking. The track record is tracking so far. So I don't know. I think she's telling the truth. I hear a couple screaming at each other down the hall at my job, Joe. Well, why are they screaming? Also, his security just went on Sean Ryan to try and disclaim what happened. You can see he is lying. It is still ambiguous as we have to take her. Well, yes, exactly. As I just explained, Coco. Yes, I agree. The whole The whole entire premise hinges upon her telling the truth that this high ranking French official actually told her these things. That is where this, it all hinges upon that. But the options are either A, she's telling the truth, or B, she's a schizophrenic liar. And the reason I believe her is because of the phone call with Trump. You mean, okay, and this is what I mean because I don't want to yell, I don't want to scream. You mean that the president of a nation who is currently embroiled in peace negotiations between Russia and Ukraine, you mean to tell me that president, President Macron, took time out of his day to talk to Donald Trump, the president of the United States of America, not about peace talks, but to tell a American blogger to stop saying that his wife has a penis? You mean to tell me that the Russia Ukraine negotiations were under threat because of Candace Owens? That is the one thing that truly was like, okay, to me, back when this happened months ago, by the way, this happened months ago. But when that happened, when Trump called Candace Owens, was like, listen, you gotta, who cares if she has a dick or not? Who cares? You gotta stop talking about it because they hurt, their feelings are hurt, and you're gonna ruin the peace negotiations between Ukraine and Russia. When that phone call happened, I was gagged because to me, I thought, well, there has to be something else. This isn't just about her having a dick. And now that Candace Owens is saying exactly that, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. That makes total sense. It has to be something else. Because I just cannot believe that a president of a nation would halt peace talks between other neighboring nations over petty gossip about his wife from a random American blogger. There has to be something else. Now, is it this? Is this particular issue the something else? Well, I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. But I think that Candace is right that her investigations into Brigitte Macron having a penis has accidentally, coincidentally uncovered a slew of other issues with the French government. I believe that 100%. 100%. 100% I believe that. Because that's crazy. I mean that's just ridiculous. The whole phone call with Trump was just like, I'll read it to you again. I'll read it to you again. What I am utterly confounded by is the unnecessary deceit by Trump. If Trump had simply called me and said, Brigitte is a state asset, and we need you to protect that information at this time as a matter of U.S. national security, I would have done it. Instead, I was told that Macron's feelings were hurt and that he didn't want to negotiate an end to the Ukraine war because his wife was upset. That is crazy. There had to be something else behind that. And I think we're inching closer to it. Cause baby, they not trying to kill Candy Girl because Brigitte has a dick. I can guarantee you that. That's not the reason they want to kill her. That ain't the reason they want to kill her. That's not the reason they want to kill her. Because we all know she has a dick now. At this point, any reasonable person that has watched episode 1 of Becoming Brigitte, we know she has a dick. Absent of a dick pic, we know she has a dick, right? We know that. Um, so the death threat, the threat of assassination, have nothing to do with that. That's where I'm left today. That's where I'm left today. Is that the assassination attempt has nothing to do with Brigitte having a dick. Nothing at all. It's something else. There's something else. And Candace is gonna find out unless she gets killed first. Um, Hi Javion, what's going on? I'm cute. Well, you're cuter. Thank you for being here. She is not a liar. She believes this and she tends to vet into before just spewing it out. She at least truly thinks it's the case. I agree with that. A few things. Multi state in this context does not mean states as in states in America, it means states as in the nation state of Israel. She's saying many different countries' governments are involved, and I can't see it being anywhere near possible if that wasn't the case. There are many reasons the radical left wanted Charlie dead. If he was starting to turn on Israel, they could also want him dead for reasons Cho has already explained in stream. It would make sense. The dick is just the tip of the conspiracy iceberg. Oh my God. Dylan. The dick is just the tip of the conspiracy iceberg. Truer words have never been spoken on this stream. Um, World peace rested upon Candace's candid dick observations. It did. I think if I were her, saying that is a strategic power play. Even if I were lying, it benefits me by insulation from criticism because now they would be a part of a smear campaign trying to kill me. Well, I think okay. So there's two. So I agree, but I kind of disagree too. So you're right. It does afford her a bit of victimhood points. It does. Whether you believe in um, utilizing victimhood in a strategic way or not, it still applies. And now Candace does feel like a victim. Her life is being threatened. She has three baby girls, and a baby boy. She has a husband. Um, so she is a victim now, right? So that is to her advantage. That being said, I don't think she's insulated from criticism. Candace Owens is one of the most criticized people in the world. She's literally one step away from being Nick Fuentes. They're literally trying to bankrupt her today. Like the government of France. The government of France is trying to bankrupt a blogger. So her being insulated from criticism, no, I don't think she's insulated from criticism. I think she's still going to be criticized. And there are lots of people who dislike her, who hate her, who don't believe her, who call her a liar, who believe she deserves what she's getting. Um, France has been a mess since the revolution. Trump going to hell, I'm sure he is, but I don't know about that. I don't have a heaven or hell to put nobody in, so, but I wish him good luck. What a mess. She's openly admitting that her openness to share truth could be swayed by political intervention. She is nuts. This feels like an episode of Scooby Doo. I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for those pesky kids. Well, how do we even know Trump contacted her? Again, we have to take her word on it. And again, Me personally, for there being too many variables, I have to opt for Occam's razor. So again, the reason the reason I believe that Trump caught her, and this it takes a little bit of jump of faith, but the reason I know that Trump caught her is because Trump didn't deny it. Listen, we know Trump. Had he not made that phone call, Trump would have called. She's a liar. She's a traitor. She's a cunt. She's a black bitch. Like, she would have been every name but a child of God. So Trump caught her. Trump caught her. 100%. And again, when you press Candace on some of these issues and you call her a liar, what does she always do? She provides the receipts. She provides the text. Do you really think that Candace Owens, you think that Candace Owens will get on national TV, well, on YouTube, and lie about a conversation she had with the President of the United States of America? Come on. Now come on now. Come on. We gotta. Candy may be a little crazy, but I do not think she's that crazy. Don't think she's that crazy. And if I know her, I'm pretty sure she probably recorded that conversation too. Catch. I promise you. Candace is not dumb. She's a lot of things, but she's not fucking dumb. Um so yes, I 100% believe that that phone call happened between her and Trump. 100%. Because if it didn't happen, Trump would have told us it didn't happen. He would have told us. And he would have dragged Candace. He would have called her every name in the book with a child of God. And then it would have been he said versus she said. But Trump has been silent on this issue, completely silent. And this is even though Candace has completely turned on Trump. She has completely turned on Trump, and Trump has been mum's the word. And I find that to be very incredulous. I find that to be very weird that Trump is not commenting on this issue with Candace Owens. I'll just say that. Um, hey, Subprime. Anyways, hope you are well, Cho. Same goes for you, DJ. I hate Brigitte, I really do, and I think she's a man, but this is a stretch for me. Why do you hate Brigitte? Quite frankly, I don't know what Brigitte has done so horrible. Well, trying to kill people is pretty horrible, I guess, but I'm just so used to governments doing this that it just seems like laissez faire, you know? Um, if it wasn't true, he would have publicly denied it by now, 100%. He's all over social media and trust. Anytime anybody important mentions Trump's name, he knows about it. That part, what I just fucking said. Exactly, Leah. Back to why anybody would want Charlie dead for just talking. Dylan, where have you been? Did you see half of the left celebrating these people are radical? They can't win in an area of ideas. They turn to violence. I can't fathom God's plan without Charlie. It's so sad. Well, you aren't supposed to know God's plan. You aren't God. Is that a vibrator in your hands? No, it's a wireless microphone. Yes, true, I understand. However, you yourself said it takes a little bit of faith. Well, yeah, it does. But that's where reason comes in. Brigitte is a deep state actor. Brigitte is named Brigitte. That's why. Why would the president comment on anything she says? Serious question. Because Tammy Pierce. I'll tell you why. Because what she's implying the president is doing is making peace negotiations based off of a president being threatened by a fucking blogger. And if it was a lie, it is kind of his job to root out the truth and to make sure that the public is not being deceived. And if you got someone, but Tammy Pierce, let me get up. Let me get up for a second. Tammy Pierce, let me remind you that Candace Owens' podcast is the number one podcast, not in America, in the fucking world. Candace is number one in Australia. She's number one in UK. She's number one in the world. Okay. So let's not pretend like Candace is just some nobody. Bitch. She's a big bitch and she's handling big business. Okay. So if Candace Owens is lying about Trump, I would hope that the president of the United States would not allow some charlatan to lie about him as the biggest podcaster in the world. Does that make sense, Tammy? Is that why the president will comment on anything she says? I hopefully you understand that. But I mean, what do you mean? Candace Owens is one of the biggest people, like biggest entertainers, journalists in the entire world. Do you know what? I mean, everyone in France doesn't really like her because she's a predator and super weird. Well, okay, yeah, duh, Coco. Ugh. I mean, she did groom her husband as a minor. I mean, a minor student, by the way. Her minor student. She did groom her minor student to become the president. Crazy. I know. I get it. I understand why people wouldn't like her. Charlie's death was an inside job, and Candace is the only one talking about it. I know. Um, she's on fire for the truth. Good luck stopping her. She's a real one. I agree. Tammy, he literally caught her personally. What are you talking about? Now, come on now. I mean, come on now. Listen, if Candace Owens starts lying about Trump, Trump has to respond. He has to respond. She has too much influence. Is Trump setting traps to show the world who is evil? No, because he's evil himself. I mean, he's definitely setting traps for other people to be exposed as evil. Yes, he's trying to do that. But Trump is a piece of shit himself. So, I mean, do I really care who he thinks is evil or not? No. What? Excuse me? No. I don't care who Trump thinks is evil or not. Trump only targets people based off of his political goals. He's a narcissist, he's an egomaniac, and he only wants to be in history books here in America. And don't get me started on Trump. Candace number one, let's make sure at least number two podcast the world. Let's go. That part, MOP, that part. Um, that part. I'll gladly take number two behind Candy Girl. However, to play devil's advocate, people can also say that Trump currently has way too many things on his plate. Well, um, how can I say this politely, Coco? I really don't give a fuck. I think part of the problem with Trump is that he's focusing on all the things that he shouldn't be fucking focusing on. Quite frankly, quite frankly, As far as I'm concerned, we don't got shit to do with Ukraine and Russia. As far as I'm concerned, we don't got shit to do with Israel and Gaza, quite frankly. So I don't always think like always with government, it's not a matter of having time, not having time. It's a matter of where are you prioritizing your time. I think if you prioritized, I don't know, America, we might be in fucking better shape. Call me crazy. Call me fucking crazy. Um do you think Trump wants to destroy America? No, I don't. I don't No, I don't think so. I think Trump wants to be the most talked about president in the history of America. And sometimes that leads to him doing good things or having good policies for America. And sometimes it doesn't. But I don't think he actually cares about America. I think he only cares about his image, how he's looked at. And anything positive happening to America is like collateral for him. It's like coincidental. It's like first and foremost, he's always going to prioritize his image, his self-image, how he views himself. Um, I mean, he has a mental disorder, in my opinion, with the narcissism. Like it's a mental disorder, right? It's really really intense. He's an anti-personality disorder, and he can't help himself. Like he really is obsessed with himself, his aspirations, and he will gaslight, he will lie, he will steal, he will cheat. I mean, anyone that has filed bankruptcy as many times as he has, come on. I mean, Trump University, I can go on and on about how he made his billions in real estate and scamming people. I mean, we're talking about a guy who literally sold Bibles with Trump on the front of the Bible. How sacrilegious is that? I mean, he will sell anyone under the river to make a quick buck, America included. I think he's all about self enrichment. That's who Trump is. But he's always been that. He's always been like that. Um, Trump need help these American people. Well, if Candace has proof that she has a hit on her from a foreign leader, he needs to address that shit. Well, mama, the problem is the problem is that if Candace does have proof, who does she give it to? You give it to the FBI? The FBI? The same FBI that's currently covering up Charlie Kirk's assassin. Is that who you give the information to? So that's the problem, Mama K. Trump is prioritizing Israel. I don't deny that, but that's what I think is on his plate. That's my opinion, and I could be wrong. No, but no, and if that's the case, then you're totally right. He's too busy sucking Israel's cock to be concerned about anything else. You're right about that. I was on the Trump train, but as soon as he said the Epstein thing was a hoax, I was done. Don't even get me started, Mama K, because the motherfucker campaigned on revealing the Epstein files. Him and JD Vance, they kept Jeffrey Epstein in their mouths. Okay, they're gonna expose this. They're gonna expose that. We have the list. Pam Bondi, that lying fucking cunt. I've seen all the evidence. I've seen the videos. I've got thousands of videos right here. Right? All of a sudden now it's a hoax. All of a sudden he killed himself. All of a sudden there was no crimes being committed. All of a sudden nothing happened. What are you guys talking about? This is a Democrat hoax. Now now, now all of a sudden, it's not a hoax anymore. Funny how that happens, right? Funny how that happens. Now it's not a hoax anymore. Now Bill Clinton's involved. All these big time Democrats are involved. It's like, were you lying then, or were you lying then, or are you lying now? Like, you've lied so many times. This Trump administration has lied so many times about Jeffrey Epstein. They will never get rid of the stain that is the Epstein files for this administration. Generations will remember this administration for the Epstein files. Bold face lying from all of them, from Trump to Cash Patel to Pam Bondi. They have all been caught in 4K lying. It's like pissing in my mouth type of lying. Like, okay, open up. Let me wiggle my dick. Let me get it ready and get the aim ready. And then just pissing a gallon of piss in my mouth and telling me, oh no, that was just water. That's just water. You're dehydrated, Cho. Girl, bye. Um, it's crazy. It's crazy. So, like I said, Trump is either a pedophile himself or he's protecting pedophiles. It is one or the other. There is there's no other option. Either he's intentionally protecting pedophiles or he's a pedophile himself. It's one or the other. Um I voted for Trump though. I would vote for him again. I would honestly. I vote for him again. But that's not gonna stop me from dragging his ass. Listen, I don't care who I vote for. I'm a always drag motherfucker from the government. Cause ain't none of these cunts worth giving your loyalty to. Ain't none of these cunts worth giving your loyalty to in this government. Except maybe Thomas Massey. Maybe. Maybe Thomas Massey. Maybe. Maybe. Um Welcome, Mama K. Great comments. Don't get me started on Pampa. Don't get me started on Mama K, you're gonna be right at home here, girl. You're right at home here. Candace should give it to a smaller influencer. Let them, they're trying to blow up. I say give it to you, Cho. Seriously, all jokes aside, your time to eat. Well, I need you to go send Candace a message right now. I'll release it. Did you see Joe Rogan's reaction to the Theo Vaughn's comment about Israel? Super sus. I did not, Mama K. I did not. I didn't. I don't watch Joe Rogan though. What happened, Mama K? Tell me the tea. What happened? Give me the tea. What happened? Now I'm interested. Yes, can we keep Massey? I think we can keep Massey. I'll make an exception to my rule. We can keep him for now. Plenty of time for him to fuck up too. Exactly, Cho. Why should we have loyalty to someone who doesn't have it for us? Thank you. That's the truth. Hey, Linda Castro, welcome. Well, apparently, Trump never said the files were a hoax. I've done some research on this. He said involvement was a hoax. He meant the Democrat hoax was that he was involved and he also signed an executive order to release the remaining files, all of them. Yet you can barely find any reports on it in the mainstream media. Okay, but Leah, I'm gonna push back because Trump. I'm gonna have to find the video for you. Trump has been so angry about people continuing to try to get information about the Epstein files. He is in 4K video telling people to stop talking about Jeffrey Epstein. Why are you still talking about this dude? He was a creep. Da 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 da. The way he spoke about people wanting to continue to investigate the Jeffrey Epstein files was dripping with contempt. And who was the contempt really for? For the female victims. That is no way to talk about people wanting to verify the truth. And what that video showed me was that Trump doesn't give a fuck about the victims. He doesn't give a fuck. That's what that showed me. Um, we got some people banned. Sorry, I'm sorry if y'all get banned. Sorry. Um, oh my God, guys, we didn't get to MTG. We're gonna have to have another stream tomorrow. We're gonna have to have another stream tomorrow. Part two tomorrow. MTG tomorrow. We've been having so much fun tonight, y'all. Wait, I really don't like Megyn Kelly. She is so pro-Israel and says 15-year-olds are young legal women. Oh, she's been disgusting lately. What has Trump ever done for black people? Well, I don't think anyone needs to do anything specifically for black people. I don't think that's the government's job to do things for black people. They should be doing things for all Americans, Melvin. Oh, and also, Leah, Trump has made that executive order to release the remaining files after being pressured. And reminder, Congress has been trying to vote on releasing the files for months. Who has been stopping the release of the files? The Republicans. The majority of Republicans have been blocking the votes to release the Epstein files. So much that it took Trump and all this pressure to make an executive order. It's just disgusting. It's disgusting, and they all have blood on their hands. Trump has blood on his hands for how this has gone down. It should have taken him one fucking phone call to Mike Johnson to say, release the damn files. But Trump didn't do that. Why not? Why didn't Trump do that? If he's so above board and so in favor of releasing these files, why didn't he make one simple fucking phone call and say, Mike Johnson, release the damn files and get these other Republicans to release the fucking files, the shit that we fucking campaigned on? Girl, it doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. The only reason why they have not been released is because Trump and the Republicans have not wanted them to be released. They have control over everything. They have control over everything in government right now. They can do whatever the fuck they want to do. And they have chosen intentionally to withhold these files until the pressure got so heated that they couldn't take it anymore. Um, oh, Cho, what's your Trump approval rating right now? 20%. Piece of garbage. He's a piece of garbage. He's a piece of garbage. From him sucking Israel's cock, from him talking about how great 50-year mortgages are, from him not budging on the H-1B1 program visas, from him, like, I mean, even getting rid of all the illegals, he's taking too long to do that shit too. Even that, it's not going as well. From all of his administration behaving like complete sociopaths. Kristi Noem, by the way, Kristi Noem just got done tootsie rolling her dumb ass. You know, she kills puppies, by the way. Let's not forget, she kills puppies. She just got done tootsie rolling her ass talking about how TSA is going to get several more billions of dollars, trillions of dollars in order to, like, basically up the security. So it's giving Patriot Act number 2. Stop. So yes, Trump's at 20% right now with my ass. 20%. I can't think of any good things he's done. What are the good things he's done the last, I don't know, month? I can't think of anything. He's had a terrible month. He's had a really terrible month. Well, actually, no. The food stamps thing was good. I think they're gonna make. I should do an update on that story, by the way. I think they're going to actually make everyone re-enroll. So that's good. That's a good thing. Listen, y'all. I know that I was a big time Trump voter, and well, for the first time, and I was vehemently against Kamala Harris and all this shit. But listen, please understand that I'm always going to tell you my opinions about these politicians, whether I voted for them, whether I like them, whether I dislike. I'm going to always tell the truth about how I feel. Right now, I've always hated Trump, but now I feel like I felt before I voted for him. Like I used to be a never Trumper a long time ago. I was a never Trumper. Then I voted for him. I'm like, okay, okay, fine, I'll vote for him. But now I'm back into that headspace as I was before I voted for him. Where like he's just a total piece of shit, right? Um, and again, all the things that he promised he was going to do that appealed to me as an independent voter, he's gone back on. He's literally gone back on. The trillion debt omnibus bill, Epstein, the wars, sucking Israel's dick, giving Ukraine money, giving Israel money. I mean, he's gone back on all Doge. There's no Doge. Doge has been neutered. So he's really gone back on all the things, except for illegal immigration, that I was looking forward to voting for him for. So yeah, he's got a 20% approval rating for me right now. Um, Not Big Daddy Massey. He's a rapist and been one way before Epstein. He is in there over 1,600 times. Is there any MAGA here? Sometimes there's MAGA here. When it comes to Candace reporting the threat of Pew, she literally explained that she can't share her source because they have told her there is involvement here at home, and she didn't know who she could trust. Yeah, yeah. Period. Theo said something along the lines of, "How long until Israel kills us?" Joe's reaction was strange. He never made eye contact with Theo and said, "What are you talking about? Why are you doing that?" Oh. Leah, you send me the clips if you can. I know it's a lot, but like if you can't, send me the clips of Trump talking the larger context. I'd love to be enlightened. Maybe I'll change my mind too a little bit. Um, so I want to clarify because Coco, she didn't say that 15-year-olds were legally women. What Megan Kelly tried to say in a very poor way was that it was better that Jeffrey Epstein was essentially abusing 15-year-olds and that he wasn't abusing small children. I know, disgusting. I know that's still disgusting. That's not really a defense. But she didn't say that 15-year-olds were legal women. She basically said that it was better that he was sexually assaulting 15-year-old girls and not like 10-year-old girls. I know, disgusting. It was quite the disgusting thing. And then Fox News had the fucking nerve to have this fucking poll up where they started women at the age of 15. It's been fucked. It's been super fucked. Want to bet those files have been scrubbed? Of course they have. We're never getting the files. I know this show I have two shorts, but Trump doesn't control Congress. We know this by now. Trump doesn't control Congress, but he definitely has a lot of influence over Congress. Um, and I disagree. I don't think he cares about the victims. I don't think Trump gives two shits about the victims. Um, yeah, yeah. Okay, so can you wait? Okay. Um, I'll put the clip in. Okay, I'm getting distracted now. Sorry. I'll put the clip in Discord for you, Leah. Um, do you know they secretly ended the Doge program, so no 5K to Americans? I guess, girl, not surprised. Hey, Gabby. Um, uh, we don't. Also, Doge just did a progress report type press conference the other day. It's not getting much airtime. I need less press conferences from Doge. I need more cuts. We need more cuts. Um. So yeah, I mean, honestly, watching Megan Kelly, I don't think that she meant any malice by those statements. I don't believe she made any. I don't think she meant any malice by those statements. I think it was kind of like a like the word choice and the semantics, because she was saying that up until now the narrative has been that he's been indulging in like kitty porn. Like there's been like children have been hurt, like young girls have been hurt. And she was basically saying that there is a big difference between a barely legal 15-year-old, 16-year-old, 17-year-old versus an 8-year-old little girl. She was trying to make a difference between that, and that one is better than the other. My opinion, I don't think one is better than the other. I think that they're both highly criminal and evil and disgusting, in my opinion. But she took a lot of heat for that comment, and I think she should have taken a lot of heat for that comment. But I also don't believe that it was really malintentions. I really don't think it was. Having watched Megan Kelly for a long time here and there, yeah. Um, but I mean, it was a terrible thing to say. It was a terrible thing to say. Terrible thing to say. Coco, she said that I lost so much respect for her. I need to see that. I need to see the bigger context. I hope no woman would speak that way for any reason. Fucking gross. I'm gonna send it to you, girl. Do you think Obama was good? No. She should have worded it much better, but added salt into the wound by saying barely legal, not barely illegal. Yeah, I mean, words matter. Words matter. Words matter. It wasn't a good look for Megan Kelly. It's good to see you, buddy. Haven't chimed in a while. Hope you're doing well. Hey, Billy French, I'm doing very well. Yeah, I'll try to find it for you, Leah. Um, this ninja slow, not slower than you, honey. If it weren't for Trump, would any of you even care about politics? Be honest, girls. Well, have you? How long you been watching this channel? How long you been following me on social media? I've been talking about politics forever. Um, but wasn't the consequences that Trump was sexually assaulting 15-year-old teenage girls? Well, that's the implication, is that all these politicians and CEOs and billionaires have been involved in this sex trafficking ring, this pedo ring. That's the implication. Justin's who sent them to hang out with Diddy. What the entire fuck? Bieber? Girl, we gotta go to. I gotta go to bed. Girl, it's been 80 minutes. I have got to go to bed. Um, I have all yaps on. I have all yaps on. Did I miss a comment somehow? Am I still missing comments? What the fuck? Oh, let's start talking about these fucking parents. Now, girl, we have not talked about that. We haven't talked about that, but that's the tea. That's the tea. And let's remember, let's remember, Leah, like these parents, they send their children off on these. You ever heard of yacht girls? Yacht girls. They send their children, their young girls, on these boats with these billionaires, these millionaires. They have their way with the girls on the boat while they're vacationing or whatever. They give them opportunities. They get them with modeling contracts and acting contracts. This is how this works. The momagers are wild. The momagers are basically prostituting their children. Isn't that crazy? Leah, I know that's right. I know that's fucking right, Leah. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. Selling their innocence. Selling their innocence. Oh yeah, link. Yeah, Coco. Thank you for doing that work for me. If you can link that in the Discord political channel for Leah, that would be great. 100% agree, Leo. You're 100% right. 100% right. 100% right. 100%. Okay, guys, we've had a lot of fun tonight, but we have got to go to bed. I've got to edit some videos, and we're gonna go live tomorrow night. I know it's Monday night, but tomorrow night we will be talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene and that situation. I thought we could cover both issues tonight, but I guess we can't do that. We got to yap about MTG. We do, Leah. We do. Um, Shout out to my fave tonight. Thank you, Leah and Coco at MOP and Marjorie Taylor Greene, Congresswoman. Thank you, DJ. Thank you to Autist who was here earlier. Thank you to some new people. Thank you to Mama K. Hope you come back soon. Hopefully you subscribe to the channel. Um, who else was here? Um, but anyway, shout out to everyone. Oh, thank you for the jewels, Leah. Oh, I gotta send you a really important message, Leah. Let me let me get this right now. Okay, I'm gonna just go. I'll message you, Leah. But anyway, I will talk to you guys soon. Tomorrow we'll be live at 11 p.m. Eastern time zone, and I'll see you guys then.